A face-to-face encounter with a massive shark that could have gone horribly wrong.
My goodness.
A risky experiment that turned a decoy into prey, and a hammerhead sudden hunt right at the shore, leaving everyone in shock. These aren't just close calls, they're real moments caught on camera. So, ready to dive in? Because you're about to witness what's lurking below. A diver was exploring the vibrant reefs of Fiji, captivated by the colorful fish and corals. Everything felt peaceful. Then, a powerful force rushed toward him. Before he could even understand what was happening, he saw it. A massive 5-meter tiger shark coming straight at him with jaws wide open. It was coming in fast. Thankfully, his diving companion reacted. Using his spear, he pushed the shark away. It paused, then swam off, disappearing into the deep. The water was calm again, but nothing felt the same. The diver knew he was lucky. That was too close. Daring move.
Welcome back, everyone. A wild scene caught on video.
A beachgoer was fishing near the shore in Delaware, expecting to catch some local fish. But when his line tightened, he realized this was no ordinary catch. It was a shark. Instead of panicking, he did the unexpected. He waded into the water and grabbed the shark with his bare hands, wrestling it to keep it under control. It was a struggle, but he managed to unhook it while keeping the animal safe. Most would run from a shark encounter, but his boldness and compassion stood out. He didn't just see a predator, he saw a creature needing help. Few people would dare to do what he did, showing that not all shark encounters end in fear.
He says the man is actually removing a fishing hook from the shark's mouth and eventually lets the shark go. The man's friend is the one who hooked the shark.
Fighting great white. A guy was casually swimming near the shore in Sydney Harbor when he spotted a great white shark heading his way. His heart raced as the shark moved closer. Panicking, he waved his hand, trying to move it away. To his relief, the shark changed its path, but he didn't wait around to see if it would come back. He quickly made his way out of the water and didn't look back. A close call like that? Yeah, that's enough to keep anyone on dry land for a while. Chilling face-off. This scary footage buzzed across the internet, but it came from a documentary. It captured a terrifying moment when an expert shark diver nearly lost his life during a 2020 expedition off the coast of San Diego, California. He was exploring his theory that sharks became more aggressive in deeper waters when, out of nowhere, a great white shark approached the cage. With terrifying speed, it bit into the cage, crunching it apart with its massive teeth. The diver's close call left everyone in shock, serving as a reminder of just how unpredictable these creatures could be. Let's hope he got the answer to his theory. Massive whale shark. A tourist experienced the real horror. He was swimming just near the boat when he spotted an ocean giant coming toward him. Panicking, he tried to jump back onto the boat, but couldn't make it and ended up hanging there. That's when he saw it, a huge shark's mouth right beneath him. He was scared. What if he becomes a meal? But his friends were laughing. They knew something he didn't. Despite its terrifying size and sinister mouth, the whale shark poses no risk to humans. It only feeds on plankton. Turns out, not every giant in the ocean is a risk. Shocking encounter. Cage diving is supposed to be safe until it's not. A diver was witnessing the sharks that seemed shy at first, but the moment he turned his back, they closed the gap. Then, out of nowhere, an 18-foot great white showed up, and suddenly, the cage didn't feel so safe. It slammed into the bars, shaking the cage violently. Then, the video ended abruptly. No one knows what happened next. Let's just hope he made it out safely. Fending off shark. At Bondi Beach, Australia, a man launched his drone hoping to spot some marine life. But what he saw was terrifying. An angry shark was circling a bait ball of fish below, moving aggressively through the water. Then, he noticed something else. A spear fisherman right in the middle of it. The shark turned its attention to him, circling closer and closer. The diver fought to keep it at bay, using his spear to defend himself, as the shark refused to back off. Realizing the urgency, the drone pilot quickly alerted lifeguards. That drone wasn't just for filming wildlife that day, it became a lifesaver. Wrestling a shark.
This guy, he wrestles sharks with his bare hand.
On Nantucket Island, this man does the unthinkable. He wrestles sharks with his bare hands. But he isn't just being reckless. He is there tagging sharks to help scientists track them. Here he is standing on the shore, casting his line just 10 to 20 feet out, closer than most people realize sharks can be. Pulling hard, he revealed a massive brown shark. But instead of backing away, he grabbed its tail and dragged the 7.5-foot predator onto the sand. After tagging and measuring it, he released the shark back into the ocean, watching it swim away. Not many would dare get that close to a shark, let alone do it to help scientists learn more about these ocean predators.
Oh, inside edition, they call me the Nantucket Shark Wrestler.
Dramatic orcas. Orcas might look calm, but they can be surprisingly aggressive. Off Spain's southern coast, an orca slammed into a 66-foot sailboat, damaging the hull so badly that crews had to pump water off the boat. Despite trying to scare off the pod, one of the whales kept lurking nearby, refusing to leave. It was a terrifying experience. This wasn't just a one-time incident. Since 2020, these encounters have been on the rise, leaving sailors puzzled and worried. Thankfully, the passengers made it safely to shore, but the incident made them think twice about venturing into waters where these powerful predators roam. Great white not going slow. A rubber boat is probably the last place you'd want to be when a hungry shark is nearby. But that's exactly where a group of German tourists found themselves off the coast of Mossel Bay, South Africa. They were happily watching seals, not knowing that something much bigger was hiding below. All of a sudden, a 12-foot great white shark came up beside them and started ripping pieces out of the boat. Its sharp teeth tore through the rubber in just a few bites, making the boat tilt to one side. It was a scary sight, seeing such a huge and strong predator so close. They managed to get away safely, but the encounter left them shaken. Tiger and turtle.
Hello, beautiful.
A kayaker decided to take on a survival challenge that was way too risky, and even the viewers were on edge. He was out there right in the middle of the ocean, getting up close with a tiger shark. At first, he was just watching it circle a turtle, thinking he was at a safe distance. But then, things took a wild turn. The shark got too curious and bit his kayak, the force tilted the kayak, and he went underwater. It was tense. One wrong move, and he could have been the shark's next meal. Luckily, he managed to get back up. Maybe the shark got distracted by the turtle, but still, it's hard to believe how close he was.
Oh, this is intense. They're underneath me. Look, the tiger's got the turtle underneath me. Oh, I don't know if I'm in the best position right here. Oh, I'm between the tiger and the turtle. Uh-oh. Oh, what?
Feisty tiger shark.
Oh my God! That thing's powerful!
A team of researchers was diving in the Bahamas, just doing their usual work, when out of nowhere, a massive tiger shark showed up. They were expecting it, but not here, and not now. It was a 12-foot giant, swimming right up to them. Before they could react, it grabbed their meter and started shaking it like it was nothing. They tried to hold on, but had no chance. This shark was strong, and it wasn't letting go. It even destroyed the equipment before swimming off like it owned the place. The team just floated there, shocked. They were safe, but they definitely didn't expect their day to turn out like this. Shark steals fish.
Damn.
A fisherman was out deep-sea fishing, hoping for a big catch. He felt a strong tug on his line and thought he'd hooked a big one, but soon the line went slack, and he was ready to reel in an empty hook. Then, out of nowhere, a shark burst out of the water, snatching what was left of his bait. It was so quick that he barely processed what happened. 1 second, he was reeling in. The next, he was staring at a massive shark thrashing in front of him. Losing the fish was disappointing, but that's the ocean. You never know what's lurking beneath.
Damn.
Oh! Did you see that?
Mako shark surprise. Out on the waters off the coast of Maine, Sea Ventures Charters was having another routine day, taking clients to tag sharks. They usually spot blue sharks, but that day, things got wild. A 7-foot Mako shark charged towards the boat, and then it jumped. It flew out of the water and landed right in the boat, leaving everyone shocked. Luckily, no one was hurt. The crew quickly measured the shark, tagged it, and safely released it through the transom door. Chilling encounter. During a diving trip in West Palm Beach, Florida, a group of divers was exploring the ocean bed. Everything seemed peaceful, but then one diver felt a presence behind him. He turned slowly, and there it was, a massive figure gliding through the water. It moved so smoothly, its powerful body cutting through the sea like it owned the place. An 8-foot lemon shark. It circled him, each pass bringing it closer. Then, it just swam away. Can you imagine standing face to face with a giant predator and living to tell the tale? This diver sure can. These beings are usually safe to humans, but their sheer size and presence can be terrifying. Angry bull shark.
Shark attacked the boat 4 times, then he went away. Just as we thought it was over, and it's just, you guys must have thought it was over on the boat, he came right back again and started hammering the boat.
These visitors were fishing for blacktip sharks, using a drone to scout the waters. They noticed some cobia swimming around a huge bull shark and decided to get a closer look. As they approached, the shark went wild. It charged at the boat, slamming into it several times. Water splashed everywhere as it circled aggressively. Its power was shocking. This wasn't normal behavior. Bull sharks are known to be bold, but this level of aggression was rare. Maybe it felt alarmed or was protecting its territory. Whatever the reason, this encounter was unforgettable. Few people get to see such raw power up close.
You know, it's hard to say exactly what goes on in the mind of the shark, why he actually tripped out in that sense, but definitely the very targeted reaction at the base of the motors is most likely due to the electric field there. He didn't bite anywhere else on the fiberglass boat. It was hitting the zincs in particular, and I'm guessing that's probably what it was.
Kite surfer's nightmare. It was supposed to be just another thrilling day on the water. A kite surfer was gliding across the waves, performing incredible stunts. Everything seemed perfect, but lurking beneath was a predator. A massive great white shark appeared out of nowhere. Its dark shadow sliced through the water, getting closer with every second. The surfer was just inches away from becoming its prey. One wrong move, and it would have been all over, but he made it safe as the shark soon left. Kite surfing is fun, but make sure you're not at the top of the food chain. Unexpected move.
On the side of them. Oh, man. Look at the hammer. Look out, I got to pop him.
A group of friends went tarpon fishing under Long Key Bridge, excited for a big catch. After a tough 20-minute fight, they were finally about to pull the tarpon onto the dock. But things took a turn when a 14-foot hammerhead shark charged in and snatched the exhausted tarpon. It happened so fast that they barely had time to react. They tried to confuse the shark and managed a quick release, hoping the tarpon could escape. But the hammerhead wasn't done. It circled back, bumped the bottom of the boat, and grabbed what was left of the tarpon. This wasn't just another fishing trip. They came face to face with one of the ocean's top predators. They'll never forget this day.
15-foot. I just go. Look at that!
Surrounded by sharks. A kayak fisherman was out on the water enjoying a calm day, but then he noticed shadows moving beneath him. They were sharks circling his kayak. He bumped them gently, trying to keep his kayak from them. Every movement felt risky. One wrong move, and he could end up in the water, right where they were waiting. He tried not to splash too much. As experts say, never paddle away quickly. It could make you look like prey. Luckily, he was close to the dock. With steady strokes, he made his way back, but it was a close call. Unbelievable encounter. A group of anglers was fishing for yellowtail in New Zealand, hoping for a big catch. After many tries, one of them finally hooked a 40-pound yellowtail. While he was celebrating his win, a hungry shark snatched the yellowtail, thrashing wildly. He tried to pull it back, but the shark was too powerful. He knew he had to be careful. If the shark got too close, it could slam into the boat, tipping them all into the water. No fish was worth that risk. He let go, watching as the shark swam away with his catch. It was a tough loss, but they were safe. And that's all that matters. Spearfishing gone wrong. A diver went spearfishing and finally caught a nice mangrove snapper. Just when he thought he was heading back with dinner, he felt a bump on his leg. He looked down, and there it was. A nurse shark, right next to him, and it was eyeing his catch. He didn't think twice and let go of the fish, hoping it would leave him alone. It worked. The shark snatched the snapper and swam off. He got out of the water safely, but losing his catch like that? Yeah, that stung. He never thought a nurse shark would be so bold. Guess that's the risk of spearfishing, huh? Scaring everyone. Beachgoers were having the time of their lives at Navarre Beach, Florida. The day was just perfect until they noticed a fin above the water. For a moment, they thought it was just a dolphin, but then it moved closer. And they realized it was a shark. A shark in shallow waters. Who would dare to stay in sharky waters, right? They didn't waste a second and rushed back to the shore. That fun beach day turned into a close call they wouldn't forget anytime soon. So next time you're there, just be careful.
Where did it go? Where did it go? There's somebody still out there.
Shark on shore. Visitors at the beach were having a great time, enjoying the sun and the waves. But then, they noticed the water changing color. That's when they saw it. A creature thrashing nearby. Initially, they mistook it as a shark, probably having a meal. Panic set in, but when one guy got closer, they realized it wasn't a shark at all. It was a pygmy sperm whale. When stressed, they release a dark liquid, kind of like how squid shoot ink. This one must have been distressed, maybe from getting too close to the shore. Then it finally went back in deep water safely. A huge relief, right? Shark becomes bait. A massive fin was thrashing near the shore, catching everyone's attention. Beachgoers couldn't believe their eyes, as it was a 200-kilogram shark struggling just a few steps away. But it wasn't hunting, it was hooked as bait. Realizing the predator was in trouble, people rushed over. Carefully, they worked together to remove the bait. Finally, with the hook out, the shark swam back into the deep blue. Watching a predator become so vulnerable, that's not something you see every day. Huge great white. At Guadalupe Island, Mexico, a kayaker was filming an empty can floating in the water, hoping to show how humans impact nature, but he accidentally captured a close call. Out of nowhere, a shark charged at the camera, mistaking it for prey. Its sharp teeth were visible for a split second before it disappeared underwater. This place is known for its great white sharks. In fact, Mexico's National Commission of Natural Protected Areas closed Guadalupe Island to protect these sharks and other sea life, especially after a tragic incident in 2023 when a diver lost his life. Mighty predator. A kayak fisherman was enjoying a peaceful day off Navarre Beach in Florida when he hooked a 12-pound grouper. But things quickly took a dark turn. Out of nowhere, a massive bull shark leapt from the water. It wasn't after the fisherman, not yet. Its eyes locked onto the grouper. In one swift move, the shark jumped, biting into the catch like it was the easiest meal ever. Before he could understand what happened, the shark came back, finishing what it started. When it finally swam off, all that was left was the head of the grouper and a very shocked fisherman. He thought he'd hooked a fish, but in reality, he was the one being hunted. Unexpected encounter. While surfing, the surfer wiped out and fell into the water. He spotted a shark circling him, getting closer with every pass. It was hunting him. Just as the shark tensed, ready to strike, the surfer managed to pull himself onto his surfboard. He paddled as fast as he could, like his life depended on it, and finally made it back to shore. He was safe, but he'll never forget how close he came to being that shark's next meal. Fishing went wrong.
Miss Sarah is catching her fish.
Visitors were enjoying a relaxing day at their beach house, fishing off the pier at Cherry Grove in Myrtle Beach. They were just reeling in their catch when suddenly a bull shark emerged from the depths, snatching the fish right off the line. They were left speechless, watching as the only thing that remained was a broken line and swirling water. It all happened so fast, they could hardly believe what they had just witnessed.
That wheel line.
Oh shit!
Kayaking went wrong. Fishing off Hartenbos was supposed to be relaxing. The anglers were waiting patiently for a catch. Then, suddenly, the water began to ripple. A massive 4-meter great white shark appeared, circling the kayaks. Its dark silhouette drew closer. Way too curious. Then, without warning, it bumped one of the kayaks, making it wobble. It circled them, inspecting every angle. Its presence overwhelming. It felt like forever before the massive creature finally swam away. It was a close call. If the kayak would have tipped over, the angler might have become the shark's meal. For them, the ocean would never feel the same again. Terrifying moment. Out near Guadalupe Island, off Mexico's west coast, a group of fishermen hoped to catch a big tuna for dinner. One of them stood at the back of the boat, reeling in his line, not noticing what was beneath the surface. Then, out of nowhere, a huge 20-foot great white shark shot up from the deep water, heading straight for his catch. It jumped out of the water, its massive jaws grabbing the tuna, its body crashing through the surface. The fishermen watched in shock as the shark thrashed around. The power of the predator left them speechless. It was a clear reminder of who rules the ocean. Falling overboard there, definitely not a good idea. Sharks KO. A kayaker was out fishing, just enjoying his trip, completely unaware that he was in giant predator territory. When his line tugged, he thought he'd hooked a big one, but he was so wrong. Soon, a massive shark slammed into his kayak, tipping it dangerously. For a few seconds, he was in the water, face to face with the giant predator. It must have been the longest 10 seconds of his life. He finally managed to pull himself up, dripping wet and shaken. The shark circled once more before disappearing into the deep. It was a close call, one he'd never forget. The ocean is beautiful, but definitely not a place to let your guard down. Tiger shark bumps in kayak. While an angler was securing a fish in his bag, a giant being appeared, looking for a bite. It moved in fast, heading straight for the dangling feet. But just in time, he noticed it and pulled his feet out of the water. It was a tiger shark that swam right past, missing him by inches. He got scared as he watched the predator circle once more before disappearing into the deep. It was a close call. If he hadn't moved just then, he might have lost more than just his catch that day. Great white shark lunges at a kayaker. With so many scary encounters during kayaking, it's time to rethink the risks. This one happened in Port Augusta, South Australia. A fisherman was out on his kayak, enjoying the calm water, when a great white shark appeared. It passed by him quietly, then started circling. At first, he stayed still, hoping it would lose interest. But then, it breached the water and lunged at his kayak paddle. That was his wake-up call. Without wasting another second, he headed straight for the shore. He knew staying there was not an option. It was too close, too real. After that encounter, kayaking would never feel the same for him again.
I'm going to the box.
Surfer fights off shark. Being a 3-time world champion is a huge pride, but having to leave the competition midway, that's heartbreaking. During a world surfing competition in South Africa back in 2015, things took a terrifying turn. One of the surfers was charged by a shark right in the middle of the finals. It struck him from behind, knocking him off his board. Cameras caught the whole thing, but in a split second, he fought back, punching the shark before making his escape. Miraculously, he got away without a scratch. The competition was canceled after that. July 19th, 2015 became a day no one would forget. It was a reminder of the ocean's raw power and just how quickly things can change out there.
All of a sudden, I don't know, I just had this instinct that someone was behind me, and then all of a sudden I felt it started getting pulled underwater.
Checking out submarine.
My goodness.
In 2008, researchers made history by tagging an animal from a submersible for the first time ever. During an underwater expedition off the northeast coast of Molokai, their submersible descended to a depth of 1,000 meters. That's when a massive creature approached. It was a blunt-nosed six-gill shark, an ancient predator that's been around longer than most dinosaurs. The camera caught its 18-foot-long body as it curiously circled the submersible. It was a tense moment as the team watched it move closer. Then, the lead scientist did something incredible. He managed to tag the shark with a satellite tracker. It was a groundbreaking achievement, providing insights into a creature that had remained a mystery for so long.
That is amazing.
Megamouth shark caught. Researchers were stunned when they encountered a prehistoric creature off the coast of Shizuoka, Japan. A megamouth shark, one of the rarest sharks in the world, was caught, leaving scientists in surprise. This species is so secretive that it wasn't even discovered until 1976. To this day, only 58 megamouth sharks have been observed. Why so few? Well, they spend their days hundreds of meters deep, only coming up to the surface at night to feed. That's why catching a glimpse of one is so rare. This particular shark was captured at a depth of 800 meters. It measured 4 meters long and weighed a massive 680 kilograms. I must say, it was an incredible discovery. Scary beach encounter. New shark sightings in Florida have people on edge. Back on July 2nd, 2023, a shark was spotted zipping through the shallow waters near Perdido Key Beach, as close as 5 to 10 yards from the shore. It was a hammer shark that seemed to be hunting for prey and got too close to humans. Videos of these close encounters quickly went viral. The area was on high alert after back-to-back shark incidents, leading to beach closures and red flag warnings around popular spots. Experts say that shark sightings this close to shore are extremely rare, but it's enough to make beachgoers think twice. It's like getting struck by lightning. You never think it'll happen to you. Shark fishing.
At the very least, he's very strong.
Right after a rainstorm, a guy thought it was the perfect time to go shark fishing. After a long wait, he finally hooked one. But as he started pulling, he realized he had seriously underestimated the shark's power. The strong waves helped the shark push back, resisting every attempt to reel it in. No matter how hard he tried, the shark refused to budge. It was a battle of strength, and the ocean was on the shark's side. Eventually, he had no choice but to give up. Exhausted and outmatched, he learned a hard lesson that day. This is exactly why you should never go shark fishing alone.
The sawfish and the ray.
surfing with shark. In Australia's Byron Bay, a surfer was riding the waves, completely unaware of what was nearby. A guy was watching about 20 surfers at the pass when he noticed a shark swimming among them. Sensing the tension, he began recording. What he captured was a close encounter as the shark swam into a wave, right under an oblivious surfer who was catching that very wave. Spectators watched in shock, realizing how close he was to the predator. Luckily, the shark showed no interest and swam away, leaving the surfer untouched.
He's gonna swim right into it.
Oh my god.
Shark in Portrush Harbor. In 2011, an unusual sight in Portrush Harbor drew large crowds, all eager to catch a glimpse of the massive figure gliding through the water. It moved gracefully along the harbor wall. For several hours, the creature swam up and down the harbor, making curious onlookers gather by the water's edge. Some were so fascinated that they even dared to touch its fins. It wasn't until later that they realized it was a 14-foot basking shark, a gentle giant known for feeding only on microscopic plankton. Although safe to humans, its size alone was enough to leave a lasting impression. Experts warn that disturbances to these creatures in Irish waters could have unknown consequences.
Whoa!
Face to face.
I know we've got multiple sharks at the surface, some of them very active, and I also see a massive shark swimming down that I can't identify.
In the cold waters of Bench Island, the crew set out with their upgraded submersible, searching for the legendary shark. As they waited, a massive shape emerged from the depths. It was a giant shark, bigger than any they'd seen. The shark circled the submersible, its eyes locked on them. It was so close that one wrong move could have ended in disaster. But the crew stayed calm, carefully using the lasers to measure its size. Every second felt like an eternity as the massive predator continued to investigate. Finally, it swam away, disappearing into the dark waters. They quickly checked the measurements, 0.19 feet and 2 inches. They had just come face to face with the legendary Slash.
What an amazing animal!
Shark scare.
Dickie knew that we were looking for a male shark named Colossus.
A researcher came up with a risky idea to find a giant shark called Colossus. He made a fake female shark, hoping it would attract the male shark to his boat. It was like dressing up as a girl shark to get the boy shark's attention. Sounds wild, right? Well, things got intense really fast. The huge shark went straight for the fake, and suddenly, the researcher was surrounded. At one point, the shark even got between him and his way out, showing who was the boss. The researcher made it out safely, calling it one of the craziest experiences of his life.
His idea was to construct a female shark decoy that he thought might lure Colossus up to the boat.
And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. At Haulover Beach in Miami, people were relaxing and having fun when a huge hammerhead shark showed up, eating its lunch right near the shore. Its strange, wide head moved swiftly as it tore into its prey. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. Some backed away in fear, while others were just stunned, watching from a distance. It's not every day you see a hammerhead this close. Moments like these show that even in our favorite beaches, the ocean's top hunters are just living their lives.